this is Christine Bertram, and I am coming to you live from the Hive here in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. It almost felt like I was going to say it's Friday, but it's not. It's Thursday, actually. It's May 1st, and tomorrow is Friday. I think I've been off ever since yesterday because normally I do my Facebook Lives on Facebook. See, look at that. It's early, you guys. Usually I do my YouTube Lives on Thursday nights, and I did Ink, Paper, Scissors last night on Wednesday. And with going to Hobart, Indiana for a Stampin' Up! Event that is actually starting tomorrow, which normally in my head that would be on a Saturday, I've been thrown off. So it is May 1st. Happy May Day. And we have a hunky noodle here. I don't know if you guys can be able to see this, but look at that. Right on the other side, looking out. Oh, a bird caught his eye, so he moved. And so, yay. We've got the hunky noodle here, and I'm trying to switch the camera back over now, and it's not working. Okay, hang on. Okay, let's see here. Oh, and it's frozen. Okay, so that's interesting. I'm trying to click anything. Well, that camera up there got frozen somehow. So, but you guys, you can see me down here. Hello. So, yeah, I honestly don't know what even happened up there. I switched over to him, and we've done that a time or two before, but it won't even switch back. Like, let's see here. Nope, it's not working. So, okay, you guys, well, here we are. I can't even put the camera back up on me. So at least the bottom one seems to be working. And I was going to pull up my YouTube video here so I can watch along with you guys. So let's see here. Okay, so this class is called the Catalog Launch Class. Hello, Sin. Oh, it's Sil from Southeast Texas. Okay, cool. Oh my goodness, you guys, lots of you are with us. Hi, Sherry Martin. Hello, Kelly. And there's Cheryl. Hi, Linda. Jamie's here. Hi, Vanessa. There's Susan and Donna. Hi, Kari. Yay. Hi, Sandy Wicklander. Long time no see. Hi, Deanne Dawn. There's Sarah Mitchell. Hi, Donna again. Sharon and Julie. All right. Pat Hawk is here. Good job. Hi, Stephanie. All right. So I can't get my camera going. I honestly, I don't know how to get it back. I know how to get my other one back. It's frozen on the hunky noodle boy, and I can't tell you what happened, and I should have maybe just let it be, but oh, well, that's how that goes. So we have a few people. I feel really weird. You guys, hi, you can't see me, but I'm going to keep going. So, because I don't want to reschedule everything. So for our class list, you guys, we have Julie Bontringer, Pat Hawk, Sandy Coy Emery, Angelique McClendon, Deb Norman, Trisha Fagley, Donna Grushke, Linda Scott, Kathy Dolly Nagari, Feline Mays, Leslie McMinn, Kelly Gibson, Angie Cruz, Doris Munson, Angela Knutson, Karen Mikowski, Karen Woods, Karen Wetstein, Mary Hodges, Mary Lemke, Susan Bellamy, Janice Ormiston, Joanne Naples, Jeannie Parker, Sherry Everett, and Maria Gilbertson. Now, I feel really weird that I can't see you guys, but this is how quite a few demonstrators actually do their lives, where you never see their faces. So I am here. I'm just going to show you my face. Hello, guys. It's so weird. I don't know what I can do to even attempt to get that camera back, because if I take the camera off, I think we lose the broadcast. And at this moment, I don't want to lose the broadcast. I'd rather just get going. So you like seeing the kittens. Hi, Brenda Lovelace. Hi, Polly Livy. And you like seeing the kittens. And so I was really trying to show you Hunky here, because his little tail is right here yet. But I just, I'm stuck. So we're not going to be stuck with this camera, hopefully. So we're just going to keep rocking and rolling. So we got the Catalog Launch in Color class today, which normally would have been tonight at 6:00 p.m. But I leave for Hobart around 1. So right after I'm done with class, Kelly's going to swoop in and take the hot seat. And Kelly is going to do the paper pumpkin. So we kind of did a little switcherooing here. So thank you to everybody who signed up for this class. Now, if you guys saw that, I think that was 26 people. So I have about maybe 10 for in-person, and it's still early. We kitted up 60, and there's 35 sets, so there's 25 left, but it's really odd how this class snuck up really fast. It's the first of the month, and people are still handing in their class enrollments for the month. So just know you're going to want to take this class. Yes, you requested enrollment for this class yesterday. So Kari, definitely there are, and that's exactly what I was just getting at. there are going to be a bunch of people who were not on that class list, and it's because we haven't gotten through all of our registrations yet. But Kari, I will make sure I write your name in the book so that at least I know that you're in there. I need to touch base with Carissa to find out if she's got some enrollments that she's holding on to. So don't fear. Hello, France Eldridge. You love the face shot, right? I feel bad because I feel like I want to say hi, guys. Like I'm there. So, so there's a lot of registrations we're still rolling through. This one, for those of you who are demonstrators that hold classes or you like to share the product, this is a great class for you because you're going to get a sampling of each of the in colors and you could easily recreate this class. I do want to remind everybody we did have class last night. We made some beautiful cards featuring the mixed media florals, and we got some matching envelopes, which are really cool. And I didn't see anybody that emailed me during class or messaged me at all. So if this class does go to the past classes section on my website, that's where you would find out if there's any left for that one. So they were really pretty. And we have, again, I mentioned Paper Pumpkin. It's just the start of all of May. What Kelly's working on right now is she's pulling together the list of everybody who signed up for different things in terms of not signed up, but the monthly creative challenge, the class card challenge. We did the winter creative escape in January, and you guys had the ability to create calendar cards or your projects from the presentations. Anna Rebedu reminded me that we never did that drawing, so we're going to pull that one in. And then the Share, Create, Inspire drawing and mystery card. So she's pulling all of that stuff right now, which is so cool. That next week when we do the live, I think I have the monthly class on the 8th. We'll do all the drawings on Monday night. So you guys, it was really odd to do a class on May 1st. Like, I don't know if we don't generally, I don't know how it feels so weird, but we only had 4 of the 5 cards actually kitted up. And Tammy and her mom were still die cutting on one of the pieces, and her husband Tammy's husband Mark dropped off some of the die cuts this morning because I don't even have the dies here to cut the dies that we needed. So what we were short was the Granny Apple die cuts here because Tammy still had them. So Mark dropped them off so I could kit up a card kit this morning really quick. But we're hot off the press, you guys. I really literally, we haven't even like married these cards up into individual piles. They're all individual in boxes right now. Our goal is to, and the video is happening now. The PDF is being proofread this afternoon. It's written, it's being proofread, so I haven't sent it out yet. As soon as it's proofread, I'll send it out to everybody who signed up. But this class snuck up really fast, and I don't know who scheduled this for May 1st, but I need to talk to her about why she schedules classes like on the first day of the month before we're done kidding. So it's pretty crazy. So we have the Kellogg launch class that we're going to be doing here today, and it was really odd. There's Carissa hoping to work on enrollments tonight after work or this weekend. It's been a busy week. Yeah, so for those of you who emailed, I would have to say since Monday, Carissa, like, would that be a good guess? Because I think the last time I saw an email come in from you was maybe on Sunday. So that's why I know that it feels like there's a lot left of this class, but there really won't. Once you guys see how beautiful these cards are and that you only need to have sentiments, you're going to get signed up for the class. I know it. And we'll go through all the extra ones that we have. Mimi, yes. Chris just sent an email to you and Carissa. Yep, I saw it, Mimi. I need to send you the link for the guide, and I did already sign you up in the book for botanical textures. We just need to get you a total. So all good. Yeah, we'll work with you on that. So they normally in the annual catalog, they do not let us pre-order everything. As a demonstrator, you can only pre-order some things, where for the mini catalogs, you can pre-order everything. So normally in the pre-order for May, when it launches, the Kellogg launches, they usually have the in-color designer series paper that you can order. Well, they didn't have it. But luckily they had a paper that looks like this, and it is called Florals in Bloom, and I cannot show you the inside of this catalog yet. This catalog, who has a catalog launch party before the catalog launches? Oh my gosh, you guys, it dawned on me that this catalog launches on May 6th. So I can't even open this up and show you the products in here, but I can open it up and make sure that I should have Kelly bring down the paper. The paper is really pretty, and it is called Florals. So it's a super sweet that consists of pretty florals and sweet blooms. So one of the sets in it is called Sweet Blooms, and then the paper is called Florals and Bloom Designer Series paper. And luckily, it has all of the ink colors in it. So what we could do is divide them up, and this one matched with the Darling Duckling. This one matched really nice with Cloud Cover and Strawberry Slush. This one was really nice with Secret Sea and Cloud Cover. And then we had Tim and Tiger with Secret Sea, and then Strawberry Slush with Tim and Tiger. So we were able to get an encompassing of all the colors. Now, I wish I could like just look up at you guys. So the Cloud Cover, there is going to be an update. And Deanne, I'll have to talk to you later. We are in the process of creating an email to the community that talks about Cloud Cover. So I have a main newsletter that we're working on publishing. I did share this with my team yesterday. There is, thanks for, Be Happy Stampers. Hang on. Be Happy Stampers. So the latest buzz. So I sent this to the team yesterday already, but we're going to take some of this information out and share it with you guys, the whole community. So by watching for an email, it's going to come out today. And it has all the updates about Cloud Cover, the latest on Cloud Cover ink. And they're basically not going to be coming out with a Cloud Cover for the rest of, like, I guess the next 2 years. I guess what they have is a certain amount of inventory, and they're going to allow demonstrators to purchase it first, and then that will go through the inventory. There's a chemical reaction between the formula and the chemical makeup of the firm foam used in the manufacturing of the pads, and it creates a color shift. And as the reaction is rare, but the chemistry can play tricks even after development and regular quality testing. And because of this, some pads do it and some pads don't. There's not consistency. They don't want to make it available to the customer base. And demonstrators will be able to buy the pads as is, meaning you may get a pad that changes color and you may get a pad that doesn't, but they don't know. But you can't return it either. So all sales are final, and they're allowing just demonstrators only while the current inventory lasts. And so starting on May 6th is when demonstrators are going to be able to go in and purchase if they want the Cloud Cover. But the thing is, it's kind of sad because you really can't. Well, yes, you can create if you want. You could use a marker to color the back of your stamp, the Cloud Cover markers out there, and they have the re-inker, which you could re-ink up a little baby spot. So you're still going to have the ability to stamp with Cloud Cover. So it's just crazy. You tried to buy it yesterday and it wouldn't let me. That is correct, Sherry Everett. They are launching it on May 6th with the catalog. So it's not available for anybody at the moment. It would be available for demonstrators at midnight Mountain Time on the 6th. So basically it would be as soon as the catalog, and I think it's midnight Mountain Time. It's whenever the catalog launches on Tuesday. All right. Hi, Darla Tweetin. Good morning from Iowa. Yay. It's cloudy and 58 degrees. Well, I would show you that it's cloudy here too, except for my camera is a little frozen. So I have no idea how to secure it back. So, all right. So a little update on Cloud Cover. We did not use Cloud Cover in any of the inks that we used for this class, actually. So all I did was we used Secret Sea, and we did use Strawberry Slush. We used Timid Tiger, and then these three. We also pulled in, for some greeneries, pulled in some Garden Green and Granny Apple. So we didn't use a lot of inks in this class, and I don't even think we used Darling Duckling. But so Darling Duckling, you guys, it's so crazy. They have crushed curry. So if you keep your colors alphabetically, like I do, your crushed curry comes first, and then you have Daffodil Delight, and now you have Darling Duckling. You have all three of the yellows, boom, 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 in a row. And Darling Duckling, it looks like, when you stamp it, it has a green undertone to it to me. So you have your crushed curry, which is your nice golden oaks yellow, and then daffodil, which is to me a true yellow. This Darling Duckling is actually somewhere in the middle of it. So the cool thing is that we are going to be working on DSP samplers this coming week and into next week. And I don't even have to show you the new one yet. But if you do get the annual catalog DSP sampler from me, which I'm taking registrations for it, we have sheets in there that will have in colors spread just like this. So you'd be able to see, so this is the current lineup that carried over, and there'll be new patterns with it. And then this sheet will go away. These 5 colors just are in the process of retiring. While supplies last is how that got changed to. But then you'll also get the brights, the neutrals, the regals, and the subtles. So that gets added. That's why we charge a few dollars more for the annual catalog DSP sampler than the minis, because of those extra pages that go for those in color families and the regular families. So yay. So we're going to work on 5 cards today. So this class is available for purchase or to place it free, you place an order and you get it free, right? So it's on my website, stampinup.com, or it's not my website, but if you go to stampinup.com and you choose me as your demonstrator, if your order is over $60, you could pick this class as one of your free ones. And it's super cool because you get 5 awesome card kits. And the mailing day is set for next week, Thursday. We have Stamp a Stack to kit up yet, and we have one more catalog launch card to kit up yet. This one actually, we still have to kit that one up yet. And I think we're finishing Rose's technique class. We have one more. And then that will all happen by Monday. And then we spend Tuesday, Wednesday kind of marrying up and getting everybody's stuff on the same piles. And then we'll ship on Thursday. Now, if you're getting a DSP sampler from me or the regular product share, we're probably going to hold your shipment and mail it around the 12th. And if we don't finish the samplers by the 12th, then they'll mail out on the 19th. But for May, it just depends. Most people's will go out on the 8th, but if you have a sampler and or a DSP sampler and the shares, not the Palooza, not the Stamp Fun Sun, just the others, you will probably ship around the 19th if we can't get it out over the weekend. So anyways, a little updates for you guys. So we are using Sweet Blooms, which is part of the Florals and Bloom suite, but I also pulled in Beautiful Motifs. I feel like this new stamp set, yes, see, Lisa, you can definitely get the class yet. And you can definitely add it to your list, and when the DSP sampler is ready and you plan to pick that up off the porch, off the counter in the mudroom, you could have this one ready for you too. It would be $24, Lisa. You've already sent me money for the, no, I'm so sorry, you're going to do porch pickup. Hunky buddy, what's going on here? Don't knock anything over, Buttercup. Okay, so Lisa, it's $22 to get this class porch pickup. All right, so definitely you can still do that. Just message me. Hello, Maria Sanchez. Yeah, the cards are so pretty. I definitely agree, Maria. The Beautiful Motifs is part of one of the suites in the annual catalog too. I love the versatile sayings. You have all of them under the sun that you kind of need. Thinking of you, thank you, hello, just a note, celebrate. Those are the ones we're using on the cards today. But there's also wishing you love and happiness that lasts a lifetime, which would be great on the inside of a wedding card. I'm here for you always is great on the thinking of you. You've been on my mind. So pretty. So that is what we're going to be featuring and working with today. And again, these are new annual catalog products. So they don't really launch until the 6th of May. And then they'll be available for the year as long as the annual catalog is there. And they're in stock sometimes towards the end, things go away, but yay. Okay, so the easiest way to do this, when I do a class like this, like the In Color Retirement or the catalog launch, we generally do the same design, but multiple versions of it, right? So the easiest way for me to do a card like this is to do the same step on every card, and it makes it very efficient. Hi, Sue Deppis. You had an appointment. Well, you must have been up and early. I'd like this class too, and you'll do porch pickup. Wonderful. All right, Sue, that sounds like a great plan. Send me, or Carissa, right, cbcenroll@gmail.com. If you want to send that in, we'll definitely get that situated. So with this class, you guys make sure you look at your golden ticket. It says it's the In Color Catalog Launch class. Today's date is the 1st. That'll help you look for the tutorial by the name of the class, or if you're looking for the YouTube video, look for May 1st. So that's always important to have that. Now, for this one, we have there'll be 5 card kits. And you can see that they're all similar. Can you guys give some props out to Sandy and her mom, Tammy and her mom, Sandy? The arches. Can you imagine? We kitted up 60 of these, plus this is a swap that I'm doing. I am in a swap group where we choose suites, and I always choose the In Colors. So I'm doing 5 of these times, so 5 cards, and I'm making for 10 people. So I'm putting 50 of these cards together for my swap. So Tammy and her mom not only cut 60, they cut 70 sets of these arches. And what, 7 times 5 is 35. So that means that they cut 350 of these arches. And so, and then Rhonda, who's here, she embossed all of your arches for you. And she's helping me kit some cards this morning. And yeah, just, it's always a labor of love. And they die cut all these little rinky dinky. So these are from the beautiful motifs, these die cuts. And then these die cuts are from that Sweet Bloom set. So very cool. Hi, Darrell Halfacre. All right, Sherry says, since I have been out of touch lately, could you tell me what the paper Palooza is? Yeah, we'll get started making some cards, and as I'm gluing and assembling, I can talk about the Palooza, definitely. So what I'm going to do, you guys, okay, so and I wish I could look at you because I like to tell you guys these things. You have two options for this. You could take one card and make it, and then you could take the next card and make it, and you could take each card individually and do them one at a time. That works. But I end up being I like to be efficient. I try to be as efficient as possible, right? Time is money. And if that takes away from your joy of making the cards and going slow and like doing them doing them one at a time, you guys, it's always whatever makes you happy. But I want to be efficient with my time. And I want to show you how you could be also efficient, because maybe you don't think about doing things like this efficiently. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take out each of the designer papers, and I'm going to put each of my frames upside down. I'm going to I'm going to unkit my cards. I'm going to keep my flower piles together, so I have that situated. And then for me, I think what I'll do is, I know this is the yellow card, so I have the luxury of having the cards in front of me, so I don't get confused. I can set that stuff there, and I can also set this here. And at the moment, I don't necessarily need these. And you're thinking, holy Moses, she didn't put any ribbon or gems in this card kit. Whoa, she missed it. She forgot it. And so I like to do it this way because I want to show you, no, we didn't forget the ribbon, and no, we did not forget the gems. So for now, I'm just going to set this one. I don't really need this at the moment. I'm just setting it off to the side. All right, so then I'm going to grab the next one, and let's see a nice little surprise in here. Has the class started yet? And I'm not seeing it. Donna, the class started, and you're not seeing it. That is correct. If somebody wants to post that, that would be great too, because I don't know if Donna's not seen the class. She's not going to hear me say that either. So if somebody wouldn't mind messaging that to Donna, that would be great. The Darling Duckling is like a mustard yellow when dry. Yes. All right. Oh man, here they are, you guys. Look at that. See, I didn't forget the gems. We put the gems for all 5 cards in with the Strawberry Slush card kit, okay? It was just easier to cut one strip versus cutting all of them individually. Now this one, though, has the flowers that are the garden green with the Strawberry Slush. So I'm just going to set those on a pile over here. Now this one goes with this. I'm just going to set that there. I'm going to take my frame and put it upside down, put my designer paper here, and then my white for this, I'm just going to set it here. So I want to stamp my insides correctly. All right, so what we're doing is just making some piles. I think that by doing it this way, it will be very efficient, and it's always good to do like things, like steps at the same time. Oh, this one has a bow. Very cool. All right, so did you notice we still didn't have ribbon for the other 2 cards? Okay, but we found a bow. I made all these bows during my sale-a-bration celebration on Sunday. So you guys got all your bowsies made. So here's a little guy for that card. Now this one features this really cool die cut. I love greenery die cuts like this. I'm just going to set that off there. And that's blue. I'm going to take my embossed arch upside down, DSP, and then I'm going to put the white over here, and I'm going to burnish this right away so it's done, and put this back right in here. Perfect. Next card is the cloud cover. And you do want to check the envelopes, because I don't always make, this is a hot dog style card. I don't always make hot dog style cards, but when you do, they are open on the top and the bottom. And so things could always slip out very easily. So we're going to put this set up over here. This is the same die cut as the other one, so I'm just going to put that over there. The pretty DSP and my arch right there. And then this one uses that white, and we'll burnish this. I do like, you guys, the cloud cover with strawberry. It's a great combination. Thanks, France. All right, so we're gonna set that over here for now. So I really tried to use all 5 of the bases as different colors, which I did. But then I also really tried to make each of the mats be different. But I could only really pull Darling Duckling into that card because none of the other ones really had Darling Duckling in them. Oh, look at this, you guys. Look what I just found. I found my ribbon, and what we did is we gave everybody about 9 inches, and we'll talk about that momentarily because that is going to be used for 3 cards, not just the one. Instead of cutting 4 inches for each card, what we did is we cut 9 inches for the 3 cards, and I'm going to show you a trick to make that work. All right, so then this one is another one of those little die cutty pieces. Think of the die cutters. They hated this one. They really did. Tammy told me it was a beast, is what she said this was, to cut 70 of this one. And then we went ahead and designed another card featuring this die for this botanical class. So appreciate this die, you guys. Say a little prayer to Tammy and her mom and thank them and tell them you appreciate their cutting under your breath, right? Just say, oh, thank you to the die cutters for die cutting all those. So upside down, my DSP here. And now I'm going to burnish this last one. So all of my burnishing done. And thanks for answering that, Donna. I appreciate that. So we're going to put this here. And then we're going to put that in here. So I've got all my cards burnished. And what I'm going to do now is I want to do some stamping. Let's get the stamping done. And we have here different sentiments that pulled in from that beautiful motifs. And then on the inside, I also have the Sweet Blooms. I used that stamp right there, but I changed it up a little bit. So in that case, it's Secret C with Timid Tiger. This one was the Granny with Timid. This one is Secret C, and the last one is Secret C. So what I'm going to try to do is stamp similar things so I don't have to clean my ink all the time. And there is in that Sweet Blooms, so this is Secret C. It's already got fuzzies on it. How does that even happen? I feel as though I didn't ever even open this pad. I don't think I did, but there are fuzzies on here. Okay, we got them off. So this Secret C gets stamped on 3. And I know I'm going to not necessarily keep these in the correct order, but I'll match them up correctly later. So I need 3 of these, okay? There's that. And then I also need 1 in Granny and 1 in Garden. So what I'll do now is clean this. And we're going to grab Garden. Garden is that one on the end. So we'll get 1 of those stamped. Okay. And then one of them is also the green color, but it's Granny Apple Green. So we're going to do this. I'm so happy you found it, Donna. My Donnas are helping each other. I really love it. Okay, so then we're going to do Garden Green here. Okay, so this goes on the end. The garden is here and there. Okay, all I'm doing is stamping my insides. I'm done with those greens for the moment, and I'm done with that leafy stamp. This guy. Now what we can do is stamp the flowers that go in them. Now these 2 are Timid Tiger, so we'll do both of those at the same time. And this is the kind of a stamp where you fit these flowers right into the openings that are there. Okay, so there's that one. And then we have another one. It's like you got to hover over the top until you get it just right, and then you go for it. Okay, so those are those 2. This one's Strawberry Slush. This one is Strawberry Slush. And that one is, oh, we have Fresh Freesia yet. Okay, so we're done with the Timid Tiger for now. And then we're going to bring in Strawberry Slush. This one is Strawberry Slush. I'm so happy that this camera is actually working. Felt really weird not having you guys see me, but that's how that goes sometimes. Okay, this goes like that. So the garden green one is with strawberry slush. Now the very last one, you could do purple. I mean, you could do pink, but I really felt that last one had fresh freesia going on. So what we're gonna do is the Darling Duckling is this guy. I'm just gonna slip my insides because I'm not gonna stamp anything else at the moment. This is the orange one, like this. This one is the cloud cover, like that. And then we have the pink with orange. And then all we have left is this one. So I'm gonna clean my stamp really quick. Honky, oh, he got his possum. Aren't you a funny little noodle boy? Okay, this one is gonna be fresh freesia. Okay, so Sherry asked about the paper Palooza. It's a brand new event that I'm doing in conjunction with Amanda Waldhart. We're both offering it to our customer bases, and it involves everybody getting a DSP sampler. So that's the core of the class. And then what we're doing is each pack of designer paper, we're designing a card using the designer paper from each pack. So it ends up being 21 card kits that you're gonna get with the DSP sampler. And we're running it like an event. So you'll get attendance prizes and prize patrol. And so the goodie bag is the DSP. And so it's, we'll do private videos, unlisted videos. And also we're going to be doing, here I'm gonna pull these guys in real quick. I think this one is the one I'm looking for. There's also gonna be a PDF tutorial. So all I did, hi Joy Moody, hi Julie Damaris. Sorry I missed, are all the dies from Sweet Blooms? No, Beautiful Motifs. Hi Kelly. So Beautiful Motifs are those really frilly ones and Sweet Blooms for the other. So all I did was I took each of those whites and I put it right back in with the appropriate card kit. So I've got these kind of like staged and ready to go. I've got my envelopes all empty now. So then what I want to do is, I'm not done stamping because I want to get the other stamping done as well. And that would be our sentiments. So now I'm going to pull these down and let's get these stamped. Now this is where you guys, these cards are so versatile. You can, they're all across the board, all different occasions. They would even make a great wedding card, I think. So from Beautiful Motifs, I tried to pull 5 different sentiments. So ultimately, the 4 of them are a 1/2-inch strip, and the other one needed to be a little bit taller to accommodate that one. So the Thinking of You, I did that one in Secret C. And I'm going to stamp that right about there. Okay. Then this one is also Secret C. Hi, Noodle Boy. What is going on? You're staring at me like, Mom, I want to get up here. I'm hiding my ink here because I think he's going to jump up here. Are you? Incoming. Wow. Hello, handsome kitten. You can walk right all over my stuff, huh, buddy? And give me a little tail. Yeah, Mom. I want to look for the birds and the squirrels. Okay, so we got Just a Note is going to go on this one. So it's another skinny sentiment. These sentiments from Beautiful Motifs are the perfect addition to the front of any card. And then the other one on the end here is Celebrate. So Kitten, I'm going to have to keep that thing out of my face. Yeah, Mom, it has a mind of its own. I can't really control it. Okay, and there's Celebrate. All right, so those are the 3 in Secret C, which we can now be done with. And then the other 2 use Strawberry Slush. And they are Thank You for Everything, which is the taller one here. And I'm kind of going in the middle of them, and I'm going to usually just angle the end on the right-hand side. All right, so there's that one. And the last one then is Hello, you called. Is it me you're looking for? What's up, buddy? Mom, I'm so indecisive. I don't know what to do right now. You know, you should go find a chair and take a nap, because that's what cats do. They take cat naps, buddy. Right? Hi, handsome. I know. I don't know what you're looking for. You're looking for love, aren't you? Okay. grab your scissors, and now what you could do, if you like, I love the angle on one side look. So I'm gonna take the Celebrate and go like that. I know, you still want me to pet you. We're doing class, buddy. Yeah, Mom, I know, but I come first. Yes, that's what you think, huh? Right, handsome? All right, we're gonna angle dangle that one, and we'll angle this one. Oh, buddy. And then this guy right there. Okay, so we just did that step on all the cards. Do you want to go back here? There you go. Nestling right there, buddy. Nope. Okay, there you go. It's gone. All right, so that's all done. Perfect. So we got those situated. Very nice. All in order. Okay, I want to talk to you about this ribbon. This ribbon is way longer than what you need it to be. I think you guys would have been fine with 7 inches. Hey, Diane. So I think you would have been fine with 7 inches, but we're going to show you what we're doing. 3 of the cards have overhand knots like that. So what I'm going to do is take one end and make a knot. And then I'm going to bring the end so that I can still just trim the edge like that. Right? So there's one overhand knot. Then what I'm going to do, just because I don't want to just keep going down the row, I'm going to go to this end and make an overhand knot on this end. Right? So it's something like that. Okay, so I'm going to grab my ribbon scissors, and now I can just cut that at an angle and cut this at an angle. So there's the one, and then let's do that to the other side. So when you're kitting up for a class like this, and you want to be conservative with ribbon and not like have way too much that gets thrown away, this is perfect. So that's 2, and now you have all of this left over. So you really could have gotten 2 more out of this. I think we could have easily taken off a little bit more, but now what we're going to do is cut this one, get that knot to the edge there like that. So now if you needed a second one, you'd have enough left over here where you'd tie another knot, and you could put another one over on this side, right? So I'm not going to do that. I'll just leave it like this and cut off what I need. But this is still, so that's how much ribbon was extra. We could have gotten 1 more knot easily out of here. So that guy goes with that. But I always put that on my scrap pile because I'll end up using that later. It's okay. All right, so that's good. We've got a lot staged. The next thing that we want to work on are the designer series papers. Now, Karen Wetstein helped me cut all of these, and we started with them at a 3x4. And you're probably wondering, I'm just going to set these like this. You're probably wondering, wow, that's not enough paper. But when you're kitting up for a class and you have 12x12 designer paper, you want to maximize it to the best of its ability. And you also don't want to have your helpers have like over ask for them to do stuff. So what I did is I left it that if you guys got a 3x4 piece, I'm going to have you cut your sides off. And I also want to give credit where credit is due. I was struggling to figure out what card to do for this class. And Nancy Haggard sent me a card in the mail, and it was all I needed for the inspiration for this class. So Nancy Haggard is on my team through Jay Shante. So Jay Shante is on my team, and Nancy signed up with Jay. And she sent me a thank you card she got a journal from me because she qualified and she hit her first $900, and she got her first team swag. So it was really cool. And she sent me a thank you card for the journal I sent her. And so I saw this card and I thought, ooh, this is perfect. It's the exact paper that I wanted to use. And all I did was make it my own. This is what casing is all about. I ended up taking her layout and like embossing this, adding a strip across here because she used more than 4 inches of designer paper, right? She used about 4.5. And to me in my head, I thought, ooh, I need to make this 4 inches. So how can I accomplish my goal of a 3x4 piece? And that was by putting a strip across the bottom here. So when you guys have your frame here, this goes up to the top and you're missing this whole bottom part, but that's okay because it will get covered up and nobody will ever know that the paper is short. So we really try to be very strategic about the sizes of paper that we use to get most out of the pack. So a little bit of side story here, but yeah, so cool. So I got Nancy's card in the mail, and it like the rest is history. And now you guys get to see how we could take a card that we got and just like totally make it our in color class. So you guys are going to have a little work because I could not picture having Karen Wetsign cut all of these into strips for you and for her to have to keep them even, because you really want the continuous pattern with a card like this. You don't want to accidentally mismatch the patterns. And I did that on my sample card for this one. I accidentally reversed these two and they're backwards. And of course that was not the one I was going to photograph, but it's sitting over there and it looks okay. I think to the naked eye most people won't see it. But because of this, you guys are going to be cutting your own. And I want to show you how to do it. And we're going to do all 5 of these basically at the same time. And the main thing is to keep them in order, like the strips in order. So this is 3 inches wide. And I wanted a little bit thicker of a strip in the middle here. So I wanted 1 1/8 in the middle. And that leaves 15/16 on each side. Now, I know 15/16 isn't what everybody likes. So you could just cut this into 1-inch strips and it would be fine. Definitely fine. But I wanted that middle one just to be a little bit more pronounced. So I'm going to take it at that little tick mark behind the 1 and cut there because that is 15/16. And then on this side, I'm going to cut it with right before the tick mark and cut off 15/16 there. So it ends up with a little bit wider in the middle and skinnier. And what I'm going to do so I don't lose track of stuff, I'm going to work left to right. So I'm going to put left on the top, right on the bottom, and then that becomes that card. All right, so now in 15/16, now again, you could do your 1 inch and it would be perfect. Darla likes my conservation tips. I like it. My conservative tips. Okay, left to right. So now this one is, I think, the Darling Duckling one here. So we'll set that there. We have Labor Day in Germany today, so you've got the day off. Oh, Stephanie, I love that you have the day off today. I hope you do lots of fun things, including card making. All right, so 15/16 off of each end, like this. All right, so this is left, right, left. No, left, right, left. That one goes onto that card. Now 15/16 off of the left. So hopefully you guys don't mind doing a little bit of cutting every now and then, especially when it comes to the designer series paper. All right, so this is definitely the one that was for Strawberry Slush, so that's that guy. And then we've got this one. So 15/16. This red with the yellow is very stunning. This paper is gorgeous. You know, Diana's here now. Diane.
Yes, ma'am.
I have a request.
Oh, okay.
I have a pack of this, and I know it's super confusing, you guys. There's Bloom Impressions, there's Florals of Bloom, and there's Blooming Impressions, right? There's so many different DSPs.
Right.
Upstairs, I was wondering if you could pull the pack of the Florals in Bloom. Where you're going to find it on the long countertop where it drops down by the above the refrigerator. Mm-hmm. There's a pack on the right. So there's a pile on the left, there's a pile on the right. On that right pile, just kind of work your way down. That's my product share that I started. Okay, you're going to find the Florals in Bloom. It's this one.
Okay.
It's not the one with the rainbow paper on the
Right,
top, not
right.
that we use for Let's Just Stamp. Okay,
Right.
Can you pull it back? I want to show people how pretty this paper is. It's so pretty, so pretty. I feel pretty, oh so pretty. So that one must go with, ooh. So here's a thing here. I think that this one goes over here and then this one goes there. I think so. I'll have to confirm when we get the paper. Apart from starting a soup, oh man, wait, a sous vide cooking process. I saw cooking and I thought I'd said soup process this morning, and some easy cleaning plus sitting around in the sun with my bestie. I have done nothing but craft related stuff. Good. good. Mimi says your side stories are always so helpful. Oh, so we were talking about Paper Palooza. So Sherry Everett too. So it's an event, and I can't put the camera up because it's still frozen, but there's a lot already going on in May and June. So I was in the shower washing my hair, and that's when your best ideas come to you, right? And I thought to myself, well, if we're going to do this new Paper Palooza event, people might be a little bit strapped or tight for cash in May and June because the catalog is launching and because we've got the Stamp in Front of the Sun. And people may want to do this event, but they might not have the finances to do it necessarily in May, June, or July. So we are doing this event. It's the same thing. You can just pick, do you want it shipped to you in June? Do you want it shipped in July or June, July, August, or September? Somebody asked me, are they different projects each month? Nope. There are going to be 21 cards. They're all the same, and you can just pick what month you want to pay for it and what month you want to receive it. So we tried to give people some flexibility there so that it wasn't so hard on people's pocketbooks in May and June with the launch of a new catalog. You guys, I'm just taking tear and tape and going across the top like this, and I'm going to show you why, because you're probably thinking, how am I going to make this work? How am I going to glue this together and make it look perfect and right centered? Good. Okay, so that's why I'm putting tear tape across the top here. All right, so the paper Palooza for my team is $105 plus shipping. So shipping is $11. So for my team, it's $116. And if you are not on my team, the cost is $115 plus $11 shipping. And for anybody that gets numerous things from me throughout the month, know that that will always be your base, and then we'll add on to it so you'll get reduced shipping on other things, which is really cool. All right. So we put tear and tape across the top here. And I don't know if you catch it that I am also putting some down the sides a little bit here. That might be helpful to put that on. So we'll go ahead and do that too, because you want to make sure that your DSPs are going to stick. All right, so this can go here and here. And what we can start doing is picking these off. Now the white ones are all interchangeable at the moment, right? They are all the same. Ooh. Diane bought paper. I'm not gonna, yeah, that's perfect. Okay. Oh man, okay, you guys, this is it. This is the Bloom Impressions, nope, ha ha ha. Florals in Bloom. Florals, I know. Florals in Bloom designer paper, brand new out of the annual catalog. If you like flowers a little bit, you'll love this paper, I think. And if you like them a little bit a lot, you're gonna like go ham over this paper. So this is the one that I believe we used for that pattern. I'm trying to think here. That's got the secret C in the back. That's that one. So I feel that goes with Strawberry Slush. This one, oh, it's so bright and cheerful. Oh my goodness. So I think this one right here has the yellowy background with the orange. That's the one that goes with the Darling Duckling in orange. So it's got lots of the Darling Duckling. It's the only sheet that really had a lot of Darling Duckling in it. This one, I'm like, oh, I love it. I love the Lost Lagoon mixed with Peacock and the Misty and the Freesia. I love this one. And that's what we have over here. And then this one, very calming, soothing, I think. It's very refreshing. It's the Timid mixed with Lost Lagoon and Peacock. So that's over there with the Secret C is pulled in there. All right. And then we have this one. Now you're thinking, wow, well, that really doesn't even feature any of the in colors. Really, maybe a little bit of Secret C, but that could be navy. So what did I do with this one? Because there's only 5 cards and there's 6 sheets. Well, you flip this card over, and it was the perfect card to use for the sailboat card that we have for the May monthly class. So I pulled all of this sheet out, and we use this for the sailboat card that we have May monthly next week. Then this one is the card that really looked good with Strawberry Slush with a little bit of the Timid Tiger. So fun. So that's all the sheets. This is pretty paper, you guys. Absolutely love it. You might go ham over it like me. All right. And it was really nice because there really was no other in-color designer paper to work with. The Bloom, Impressions of Bloom, whatever, that one has in colors in it too. But this one was more conducive to this class. So paper is so pretty. Yes, yes, yes. A bridge day. Whenever a holiday is on a Tuesday or Thursday, people take the long weekend, so out of offices at S in Germany can be considered closed. Yes, well, I would do the same thing. If a holiday is on Thursday or Tuesday, I would take off Monday or Friday. Absolutely. All right, so I'm just going to set some more of these tear and tapes on the side. So you're probably wondering, why is she doing all this work with the tear and tape? Well, I want to show you my trick of how I assembled these cards without making a lot of muss and fuss and no guessing game with this at all. So we're going to put these on the side here. And then we're going to start with this one. So this arch, I think, is maybe the 4th largest arch from the Everyday Arches set. So if you guys don't own the arches yet, you might consider getting them because they are really pretty. They're really cool to make with frames like this. So we kept them in order left to right. So I know the middle one, right? So what I'm going to do, I guess I'm going to go, I got to do this so I don't forget. I'm more of like a this. I like to flip myself like that. All right, so then I'm going to pick this up, and this, I'm going to put it right in the middle. Now, I have a hard time, like, I want to make sure it's centered. for this. It's important for me on this one that this is centered. So I know that my white is about 3 13/16. So I'm going to center my white between the 1 and the 4 on my ruler, and I'm going to put a little tick mark at the 2. And that's just going to help me. That's going to help me know where the middle is, so then I can eyeball the middle here. And I'm just going to set that right into the tear and tape. And then this one, I think, goes right here. And I'm going to leave about, what, not a 32nd of an inch maybe, gap. And then I'm going to leave the same thing here, just a little gap. So that helps me to get them attached to the top like that, right? So that's good. But now you're wondering, well, what's next? So I want to make sure I grab the correct one here, which is my secret C. You want to grab the mat, right? It's this one right here that we're working on. And what we're going to do is put liquid glue on here. And I would definitely recommend liquid glue. You get the wiggle room with the liquid glue. We'll put it around the edge here and up here. So now when I set this down, you gotta be careful, there's a lot of glue everywhere. Now when I set this down, I wanna make sure I get it nice and centered. Get that white. Good. Get your frame set up first. Get it down, and now concentrate on your panels here. So that's good. This guy needs to get tucked underneath a little bit, right? And then that one did make it underneath. So that's how I would assemble these. And because I use liquid glue, I have that wiggle, 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 wiggle room. Like I can wiggle with it a little bit. And that's how, I know from a glance or afar, you don't necessarily see that, but I think that gives it a cool character, having that little bit of the blue showing through there. Oh yeah, Everyday Arches is currently unavailable. But, hi Pat Smothers, did you guys see that now that if things are unavailable, you can register to get an email so that you are notified when they are available. So it does say currently unavailable, but look, wait, you can click down here and you can sign up now to be added to the wait list so that when it comes back in stock, you get an email, right? Super cool, right? All right, so that's that. And then the next thing that I would do, as long as we're here, if I'm getting out of my process of doing steps, but what I would do now is put my dimensionals down, and then remember we talked about you're missing a whole bunch here at the bottom? Well, now you're going to cover that up and leave about 1/4 of an inch like this and that. And then the thing is, you might have this be a hair over. Oh, not really. It goes right to the edge. So I think you don't need to trim anything off. So that's staged and ready to go. That's what I want to do on these. Well, now that that's done, as long as I have it right in front of me, go ahead and you can glue that on your card base. And that is where it pops when you add that secret C. Perfect. Okay, so that's my step. Now, if that was confusing to you, guess what? We're going to do it 4 more times now. So my left, and then my middle and my right. I'm going to flip them this way, and I'm going to, okay, so if you need the ruler to help you put the tick mark, so you know where the middle is, it's just trying to get it in the middle. Then this one goes here. Catch that tear and tape. This one will go right there. And then this one will go right like that. Okay, and then what you can do, grab the glue, and then do your frame. And that had tear and tape there. Now this one is my strawberry slush. So that must be this one. And it should have an orange in here. Aren't you glad we got class today? You guys like my only orange joke I have. All right, pop that down. Get it straight. Once you got the frame straight, now focus on your strips. Making sure that they are nice and uniform here going down. And that's that. Okay. All right, so there's that one. And you know me. Let's do 2 while we can. 1, 2, buckle my shoe. 3, 4, shut the door. All right. So this one was back for there though. All right, so then we can pick this off. Again, we got to cover that up. So you're going to go right about there and try to keep it straight across. Check the edge, make sure it's not popped out too far. And then once that's done, you can glue that onto your strawberry slush base. Now, we made all these bases like a hot dog style. We don't know, it's very rare that we do that, but I thought that with the vertical-esque approach, it would be cool to have this one open at the bottom like that. Okay, and then we'll leave that one like that. Next, let's grab this guy. We'll stage this. Grab that DSP. Now I'm pretty sure this is the one. Yep, that flower is this flower. Okay, so get these in order. I'm gonna put them like that. Now I'm not gonna take the tick time to do the tick mark, and I'm gonna see if I can just eyeball and like that. Okay, and then this one. You can put more gap if you want. Mind the gap. And if you want less gap. All right, so there's that. Go ahead and glue it around the frame. Boom, boom. There it is. And then this one now is our secret C. So grab the secret C and get that strawberry out of there. You don't want to dilly-dally because that liquid glue will get dry on you. So that right centered. And then I eyeball that one first. And I base it off how it is at the top. And I want to make sure it's straight all the way down. Like that. Okay? And then we have that guy ready to go. Wonderful. Check the edge. Make sure it's not hanging over too much. If it is, you can always use the mat as a guide to trim it. Okay, so there's this one. Now this one I have just a note, so I'm not going to do anything else on the inside. As long as I got my glue open, we're going to glue these both. So this one goes on here. Oh, see, that's what makes that pop. The cloud cover with strawberry looks really nice. And then we'll put this inside in right away. So there's a lot of white space in there for you to write a love note, but if that's too much, you can always stamp a sentiment. All right, so that guy's squared away. Next is this one, which is our orange, our Timid Tiger with Darling Duckling. Oh, left on the right. There it is. Okay, I had to think about that. So our middle one, again, eyeball it or use the tick mark process to get it centered. That one can go down. Leave the gap. France loves the DSP. Yes, it is really pretty. I can see us using this DSP a lot. All right, liquid glue time. All the way down these guys. This one is the Darling Duckling base. That looks like this. So you're going to need to grab your Timid Tiger out of it and set that up on here like that. Now, you guys can definitely, before you get all the glue on your arches, if your arches need to be trimmed down a hair to meet the mats better, you can do that. So then I'm going to straighten this guy up and this one and that. Okay, so this one we can prep as well as this one. Okay, we'll get that guy situated. Let's go through some dimensionals today. Those are the same, so I'm just going to grab this one right away. Okay, so covering up that bottom area so nobody knows about your DSP. And this one is a hello. So I don't mind gluing these in. the inside in right away. Whoever wins these can always stamp another sentiment later on in life. Yeah, Marilyn, they turned out great. I'm very excited with these cards. Very bright, cheerful, getting us ready for a change in the seasons going into spring and summer. Okay, that can go right there then. Okay, and then we were down to the 1. So, whoa, everything's catching. Too much white on the inside. I always have to smile. People who know me have heard that most Germans do not like inside sentiments. We are genetically required to write something nice by hand. There you go. I left lots of space for you guys. You can definitely write a love note and a half on the inside. All right. So we have our inside middle strip here. And then this one. And then the last one. So hopefully you guys could see how by doing it with this process. Now you might come up with a different, easier way to do it, but I couldn't even begin to imagine trying to glue these designer papers to that mat and getting them to be in the right spot. By doing it this way, you know that they're in the right spot and they'll go exactly where you need them to go, like this. So this one has a secret C with Timid Tiger. Okay, now this guy, he's hanging out on the top, so we just need to take him and get him underneath my arch. Like that. Okay. There it is. Went together really nice. And then this guy's ready to go. And he is a little bit long, so we're going to use the secret C as a guide. And then this is a thinking of you, so we'll get this guy glued in. And then we've got all of our fronts glued on, and we have little bits left to do, like the finishing touches, getting our floral parts down and our words down. Sue loves them. Good. I'm so happy that you guys like these cards. They were definitely fun to put together. All right. So we've got everything this far, right? So there's that one. There's this. We got little edges here that need to come off. This one, just a note. Thank you for everything. Now, there is a sentiment in here that says, nope. I was thinking it was a thank you inspired thing to put on the inside, but it wasn't. So you could still stamp more on the inside here. You could really put a sentiment here, but there's lots of sentiments you could put on the inside. You guys, generally you would put a sentiment here, but because these cards will eventually be prizes that somebody will win, I'm going to leave them universal so that whoever gets this could always stamp a sentiment on the inside. Now celebrate though, that we could do a happy birthday. And I don't know if there's a happy birthday in here. I didn't pull a happy birthday. So I guess, oh, I know. Well, get this though. Celebrate can be anything. You could be celebrating retirement. You could be celebrating a new baby. You could be celebrating an engagement. You could be celebrating, I don't want it. I'm just going to leave it blank because whoever gets it will be able to utilize it for how Diane's on standby here. She's like, you need a stamp set. I'm like, no, I think we're just going to let it be. And so the same with the thank you, guys. I'm going to glue these in and just pray that whoever wins it, if they stamp it, they have a photopolymer stamp or they're good with the red rubber and they could always stamp their own sentiment on the inside. Oh, so Kari's never been a fan of orange, but she loves the Timid Tiger. Well, there you go. It's refreshing. I feel like it's an orange dreamsicle kind of a color. All right, so I'm going to glue this one too, with the understanding that whoever gets it can figure out what they want to use this card for later in life. Nedra says, I wasn't going to get this class, but you love these cards, so you signed up for it. Oh, Nedra, I love it. Thank you for taking this class too. We can definitely add it to your package. Okay, so now we're at this point where all of these outsides are pretty much done. Now for these little labelies, we're going to flip them upside down. And what I like to do with my labels, I like to put a dimensional on the cut side. So the angled end, I like to make it look like it's a banner fluttering in the wind. Okay, that's what I say. So we're going to put just on the ends here. And then what we're going to do is we can put liquid glue. Now here's the deal. Some of these, though, let's just check the lengths of it. Like that one looks spot on. And I think I like the thought of non-committal dots first. So we're going to just put a glue dot on that one. So I made these potentially longer than what you need them in case you want to put a little bit longer of a sentiment. But that looks good for that one. Hello, you called. It's me you're looking for. That looks good just the way it is. So we'll do that. Complete with hunky hairs all over the place here. All right, so then this can get a glue dot as well. And then this guy, celebrate, celebrate. Go here. All right. So we got them all staged. Penny Powell ripping it off for you. And what will happen is you can pick off all of your dimensionals. And then we're going to place these down where they need to go. So I've got this one right about here. And don't press down hard because then you could still pick them up and move them if you need to. This one's going to go right about there. Just a note. And again, if you don't like popping things up because it's harder for them to go in the mail, excuse me, then you could definitely not have the dimensional on the other side. You could leave it flat and it'll be perfectly fine. Okay, so now we got that staged. So then what's left are some floral arrangements here. We have this one in the Secret Sea, which goes over here. The one in the cloud cover goes here. And then we have this rinky-dinky fancy-pantsy one goes here. And then we have our flowers. Flower. And how I would do these flowers, so this one goes over here. And this one goes over here. I would take the glue dots and I would put a glue dot at the base back of each of these strawberry slush flowers to start off with. And then we're going to capture them at the top of this. So the bigger one goes on the left, and the smaller one on the right. So that attaches them together. Okay, and then the same thing here. Let's capture them so they're together. Big one on the left, and the bottom one on the right. Okay, then let's flip that over. To further that, I'm going to add a small dimensional of the color of white. Let's see if I have one handy here. I don't know if I have any white ones here. One moment, please. Let me find them really quick. I have some small ones right here. What I want to do is secure it even more. Seal the deal by putting a dimensional over the top of where that green meets the pink. All right, so good. Then I want to do another one right there, and right there, and right there. Okay, so we're going to get some popping action going on those. I think the leaves also could have a little popping, because once you pop, you can't stop. So let's flip this over, and we're going to put a dimensional at the top of that leaf, and that one, and then this one, and that one. Okay, I think that's staged really good. So this will eventually go like this and like that. This one will go like this and like that. Okay, so far so good. Mary Jo said, I just sent a note to add this to your May pack. All right, good. Okay, so this is perfect. And that's exactly why it's probably a good thing we haven't done shipping yet for the month of May, because I know that once you guys saw this class, you'll be like, oh man, I want to add this. And so what's great about this, if you already have a May package going out already, and so you already have your base shipping figured out, this class would only be $24 to add it to your mix because it's $22 plus $2 for shipping. So yay. Margine said, so glad you ordered. I am glad you did too. Hello, Suzanne Neal. All right, so first things first. Let's figure out, let's get one done. These guys, sorry, I'm going to cough. I definitely put you on mute on that so that you didn't have to hear that. It's the morning frog comes out for you guys. On this one, what I would do is cut little baby. It's just little guys. So you're going to have to go to the edge of the strip here and cut some skinny little strips like that. And it's just enough to add in a few key spots. And this is actually even, these are too long. So I'm going to actually stick these right back on here, and we'll use those somewhere else because we need short ones and really skinny. So this right there, that'll be good. And you asking yourself, why would you even put the little baby dimensionals on here? I think it makes a difference because this is popped up over here and then that's flat. If there was a way, like I would have loved to pop up the frame and then leave the DSP flat, but to assemble that would have been way too much. It would have been too hard to figure that out. It's possible. You definitely can do it. I just didn't want to go through the effort of that process. So I'm just putting a couple little dimensionals, the smallest of little dimensionals here and here, and then I'm going to grab some liquid glue, and we're going to use liquid glue at the bottom. Just like that maybe. All right, so then this is going to go. Now here's what you guys have to figure out. Do you like to see the white over here, or would you rather cut it off? So at the moment, if I have it end there, it's way to the left. So I think what I'm gonna do is, because I use a non-committal dot, I can just go like this and trim that a hair. And now my branch will go right over the edge of that. That'll stick there, it'll stick here. This one had a bowsy. So what you can do is grab your glue dot, put it right there. I'm going to grab another one. And for good measure, we're doing a third one. And then that bow goes right there. All right. And then you can use your ribbon scissors and trim your tails. So we just have Gems and Stella left to do on this one. But otherwise, that one should be good to go. So cool. All right, one done, almost done. Let's look at this one, because this one's gonna be set up the same way. On this one though, instead of using white, I would probably suggest the black dimensionals because they will hide better with the Secret C. And again, I'm gonna use maybe 3 little sections here, 3 little baby sections, and find the biggest areas that you can to pop up. And if this is too much, just glue it flat. It will be okay. But I'm just finding a couple spots here, and then you're gonna have to grab your liquid glue and put that on. Now, same thing is going to happen with this. I think that I'm going to trim my Celebrate here. Just a hair. And put that like that. Okay. Now this one also has a bow, which is going to go right about there. So we're going to get those glue dots out. And put, I'm gonna do 3 again. All right, select one on the garbage. And then it's nice to have, I kind of spread them out so that they're all not on top of each other. It helps because then the middle portion of the bow captures what glue dot, and then the sides also capture it. And then you can kind of foof them up. All right, so I used the bow maker, you guys, to make everybody's bows. I have these available for sale. They're $8 plus shipping. So that's what I use to make bows for people's classes. And I made 140 of them during the sale-a-bration celebration. So there's that one. Nice. All right, and here's that one. Let's do this one because he's an easier one, I think. So the same concept. Do you want to cut off a little of the white or do you want to leave it? And this one's going to have an overhand knot on the side here, like that. I think this one, same thing. You could put a few they gotta be small. And I would use the black dimensionals for this as well. They gotta be very small. So here, and there, and this, okay? And one's gonna go right there, one there. And I think that might be it. Is that a cat out there? Or is that Rhonda?
That's Rhonda cutting a box.
Cutting a box. Oh, like
Yeah.
I get it. That makes sense.
Trying to be a little.
Trying to be quiet. I appreciate that. I was like, what is a cat getting into out there? It sounds like a cougar out there.
Yeah. Yeah. Out of the cougar.
You're out of the cougar. All right. So you guys, this will go like that. Hi, Susan Wormley. These are the best in color cards you have ever designed. Oh, thank you. I love it. Thank you, Susan. Hi, Marianne. Oh, thanks. I'm glad you like the cards too. For this one, you could probably get by with 2 blue dots, I think, like that. And I'm going to put it so that the knot is facing the back. A little bit at an angle so that it doesn't run into the sentiment. Okay, so there's that. All right. And then there were the last 2 that are like very similar, complete with a hunky hair. Now we've got the dimensionals going on, so let's grab them. Hello. Oh, Pat Smothers says hello. I gotta tell, when Rhonda comes back in, I gotta tell her hello from Pat Smothers.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, we'll have to let her know that they say hello. I'm glad that you guys are liking these cards. Well, so I was a little bit worried at the moment. Like, I'm not worried a lot, but I was like, oh my gosh, only 26 people were signed up for this class. But I know that as soon as you guys see this one, they are going to go. And what's the great thing is you guys can add them to your existing package. I'm just going to put this right here, I think. Right there. Is that Rhonda? Is she up back in here?
Yes.
Pat Smothers and Betty say hello. Bet's cousin.
Yes,
It's
Yes.
right? Not
Right.
Betty, it's Bet?
it's Betty.
It is Betty, okay.
It is Betty.
It is Betty. So Betty's cousin, Pat's mother, says hello. Okay. Perfect.
Say hi back.
Okay, Rhonda says hi back. All right, now this leaf, I'm just gonna kind of have it overlap a little bit, and that stem, or the leaf goes up that way, right? So that's good. Now this one also has a little overhand knot added on here. So we'll do that.
Good.
And this one is right there. So I hope that you guys can see how easy and efficient we can be at putting these cards together so that when you get your class kits, you can hit the ground running and know what to do to get them put together. Lickety split. I hope I gave you lots of tips and tricks so that it makes it for efficient use of your time on getting these pretty cards get together so that you can use them right away. I'm gonna put that guy, ooh, I want him over here. Like that. And then the leaf, we'll take these guys off. Debbie says she just mentioned that she makes the wooden bow maker and she mentioned the price. Oh, yes. So I can show you again. So the bow makers, this is the old version. The new version is a little bit bigger for more stability. And it is, I used to babysit for a guy's kids and he is the wood maker. So he makes the bow makers for me. And the tool caddy too. These are available. They say Be Happy. My team has the option of getting the Be Happy Stampers ones, but these are available as well. So just reach out. You could, I'm just gonna set this here. I do have a spot in the Beekeeper's Guide here. I know not everybody has access to the Beekeeper's Guide, but it is a document that Kelly and I created for my community that supports me with taking classes and purchasing product through me. And if you would purchase it's $50 at the moment. It's $50 for demonstrators if you're not on my team and $100 for customers. And in here we have my exclusive tools and we have the caddies here and the bow makers are there. Oh, I lied. They're $10. Okay, they are $10. Somebody just asked me what they cost, and I told somebody $8, but that was like 2 years ago they were $8. I forgot that. You guys, the price of everything is going up. And so my bow maker, he told me that the price of wood went up. So bow makers are now $10. So that's how that goes. All right, so we're just going to use little glue dots on here. And then if you need it shipped, it's only $1 extra for the bow maker to get shipped. If you already have an existing package. If you don't have an existing package, then the base shipping on the bow maker is $5. All right. So now for the fun part. I love gemifying things. So you guys had a strip of gems. These are the new in color gems that are available starting May 6th. If you are a demonstrator, you could have ordered them on pre-order already. But what we're going to do, we're going to go through and Stella all of our foliage things. You could also Stella on your designer series paper, which is really cool. All right, so we'll Stella some of that. Get these guys good. And we'll do our leaves here too. And this one, we'll do all of this. You could do this before you put them down, but I don't think it hurts if you get Stella on spots where you don't necessarily want it because it's very light. You don't always see it. And if anything feels like it's not hunkered down enough, you could always put little bits on the back. Okay, so Deb is asking, can I find it on my website? I have it in a secret spot that isn't really a secret unless you know. So in my website, if you go to cardsbychrisby.com, what you would want to do is go to wherever I have a class where you can, so not ink, paper, scissors, and not Stamp-A-Stacks. So it's got to be a class where you can pay for it or get it free with an order. So like today's class is May 1st. We have the In Color Catalog Launch class. If you scroll down underneath all of the verbiage, all the writings here, you go down to where you can add it to your cart. At the very bottom, I have here bow maker with shipping or bow maker shipped with a class. And you can add it to your cart. So let's say you're only going to buy a bow maker, you need to have with shipping. If you're purchasing another class from me, then you can have bow maker shipped with a class because the shipping is $1, I think. So you add it to your cart and then you have to put your name and information in and then you can check out. Just know that if you do use my website to pay for anything, it charges a convenience fee. So if you ever want to pay for anything of mine outside of my website and save the fee, you can pay with PayPal Friends and Family. You could pay with PayPal Good or Service, but then you'll get, then there'll be a fee included. You could have Venmo, you could do Zelle, you could do Cash App, you could send a check, or you could send cash. So I give you guys a lot of ways to be able to not have to pay for my website, pay to use my website. I have the website there. If you do want to pay with a credit card, that's how you could do it. So you have with these gems, these are the best gems in the world because they have a small, a medium, and a large all together lined up. And it was really easy to make the kits with the gems because we could just give you a strip of gems. And again, they're in just one, and I don't remember at this moment which one it was in. But we're going to put the Darling Duckling on this one. This one gets the tiger. Tony the tiger gets this one. All right, our timid tiger is done. Our clouds that are undercover are going to get this one. And I'm going to do a big and a large just so you can see if you like that better. I did that because there isn't as much space down here, and the medium one seemed to fit better down there. On this one, it's the strawberries that are slushy. So we're going to put the big one and the little one and the mediano one right there. And last but certainly not least, we have our C's that are being secret. We've got one here, up here. Oh, it's the finishing touches are putting the gemsies on the cards, you guys. It makes it so adorbsy. Okay, and that would be adorable. So there you have it. We did it. What are the odds we did 5 cards in not even an hour and 15 minutes, I think. I mean, we did get started pretty quick, but sometimes we can't even do 4 cards in 2 hours. So I'm going to top that off with a little glue dot. and that'll help hold that. So we got this one. Now the question is, Christine, can you tell me where the die cuts are from? Yes, Joy. They're from Beautiful Motifs and Sweet Blooms. They are in the new annual catalog, both sets of them. So you should have in your new annual catalog, I can't show that to you because I am not allowed to open the new annual catalog and share the insides or the innards with you yet, but I will be able on Monday. And the other thing too is with the classes, I generally try to have the grocery list at the bottom of the class. So when you're in the class here for today, if you scroll down to the bottom, I have the links for stuff. But because the website that I use for these links doesn't ever have the stuff early, we can only add what is currently available. And so if you stop back and check out my events calendar, so under events, if you go to May 1st, so on May 6th, we can add everything for this class so that you can see what ink colors we used. Again, you got to scroll down to the bottom, but we've got the exposed brick, the arches, we've got the green ink pads and the freesia. And anything that's currently available is in here, but on May 6th, we'll be able to add everything else to the shopping list so that you have it. So again, the website that we use doesn't make it accessible till the catalog launches. Okay, and, oh, you're very welcome, Debbie. I'm glad that you found some tips and check the website for that. Now, the caddies are not in there. I have not gone through the process of adding the caddies. The caddies are $25 plus shipping, and I have not gone through the effort of putting them into my online store. A lot, you guys, I would have to say 85% of people pay me outside of my website. So I don't go through always the effort of putting things on the website when people pay me a lot with Zelle and Cash App and Venmo and PayPal. Like those are definitely, and checks. I'll have to tell you 50% of people pay me actually with checks. So that is the tried and true form of payment, it seems. So awesome. Pat said she's looking forward to seeing the new colors in person, although you have Strawberry Slush from the past. Yep, definitely. And I'm curious, is Strawberry Slush from the past, I wonder if that was a foam pad or a fabric pad. At some point, they transitioned from fabric to foam, and I don't remember if that was around that time. So, will the card PDFs from Paper Palooza be in the Hive? You know, Doris Munson, that is a good question, and I think that I do put them in the Inspiration Hive. I do. I have put in the Inspiration Hive the past escapes. So if you go to, so what she's asking about, I have an Inspiration Hive where you can go to access, so it just auto-populates. I have a repository or a area where I have all of my tutorials it's in the Inspiration Hive. My team has access to this while they're on my team, so free access. And then you could pay for it monthly or yearly. So there's 3 ways to get access. And so the ink, paper, scissors, you guys, it goes back almost 5 years now. It was January of 2020 when I think the first PDF got, like when I started really doing PDFs. And so down here under the other section, if I'm not mistaken, it takes a little bit for it to populate. The other section, so we have Technique Club class with Rose. So you can't buy Rose's PDFs, right? They're not for sale ever. You can only get them free with a minimum order, but they're also in my Inspiration Hive. So there's another way to access them. I have a whole fun fold section in here, and then other classes. So I have the MS benefit cards in here, and I also have, I don't see the escapes. Oh, here it is, yeah. Autumn Creative Escape 24 is in here. Oh, I wonder if I missed putting the Winter Creative Escape in there. I think I generally have been putting them in, or I just did that one. I'd have to think about that. I don't think I really have been putting them in. So what happens is my team gets reduced rates if they want access to the event, is how I do that. So I don't think actually that one belongs in there. I think that I can't even put the camera up, you guys. It's still frozen with Hunky. Like Hunky is not still sitting in the window. I'm putting my hand in front. You guys, I'm putting my hand in front here. Hunky is not in the window. My camera froze. That's why you guys haven't seen me on this video. You know what? So how, Doris, I think the answer to the question is going to be no. I'm going to take that out of there, actually. I think what happens is I give my team reduced pricing for the event both with a box option and a no box option. So the no box option for the escape is $25. No, sorry, it's a Stamp and Find the Sun. It's $30 for the no box option, and it's $5 off, so it's $25. And with that $25, you'll get the tutorials, and you'll also get the creative access to the creative presentations and the creative presentation file that we create. So it's $25, and so I think that's the answer to the question. Now that I had to do a little research, so good question though. Okay, so for those of you who did join late, I do have lots of kits left. For those of you who joined late, my camera's frozen. I don't know if you saw that. It's stuck on Hunky Noodle. It's the first time ever that the camera has frozen on the main switcher camera, and I didn't want to restart the video. So we just rolled with it, and you never saw my face, but you did right now. Hi guys, in case you didn't see me earlier, I am here, I'm alive, and I'm the one actually doing the show. So Syl says she loves the cards and she can't wait to case them. Oh, you met me on stage during the first day lunch. Oh, very good. It was awesome to see you and your wonderful group of ladies. They made me feel welcome. Oh, I'm so happy to hear that, Syl. That is awesome. And I'm glad that you reminded me. There was a lot of people that I did meet on stage, and I'm glad that you mentioned that. All right, so lots of kits are still available. And if you want to add that to your May package, you definitely can. We talked about pricing. It's $22 or $24 with adding it. Or if this is the only class you're getting, it's $28. And you could also place an order, a minimum $60 order, get the class for free. And you can wait. If you want to register for this class already, you can email. If you know you're going to place an order to get this class for free, we're telling everybody to email me. Because Carissa, who manages my cbcenroll@gmail.com, she doesn't take anything to do with orders usually. I still need to know that back end stuff because I link them in my spreadsheet. So if you're going to place an order to get this class for free, definitely reach out to let me know. Christine@cardsbycrispy.com. Now, if you're signing up for a whole bunch of classes for May and you're planning to place orders for some and you're planning to pay for some, that list still should go to cbcenroll@gmail.com, and Carissa will help me tally everything and prepare the email that I will eventually send to you. She's helping me facilitate that. So it's definitely a tag team effort, you guys. The cards are gorgeous. Good. I'm glad you guys like them. I don't know. If you had to pick a favorite, I'm not a fan so much of yellow and orange. I will admit that. But there's something about that card that is very bright, uplifting, and cheerful, that if you got that card in the mail, it would bring a smile to your face. That is what I'm drawn to on that one. But I think if I had to pick based off of my style of what I like, this one, because it has a little bit of purple in it. And I have to talk to you guys about purple. Just in case you're wondering, I got a message. Inquiring minds want to know what Mary Lemke sends me. Purple. I don't know how to say this word. Porphyrophile. Diane's probably thinking, what are you saying? It's okay, you gotta come tell me how to say this word. It's a noun. A lover of purple color. Mary Lemke. Porphyrophile. That kind of reminds me of pedophile, but it's not. Doesn't though. That's why I knew that your head was gonna spin when I said the word out loud. Porphyrophile. Porphyrophile. Okay, see
That's how I would say it.
So I have my enunciations are on different syllables usually.
Yeah.
So you would say porphyrophile.
Yeah.
Porphyrophile.
It
Okay.
flows easier.
It does. Porphyrophile. Okay, love it. Now we got the word figured out. A lover of the purple colors. This would be me. Purple has long been associated with creativity, spirituality, and the extraordinary, making it the color of dreamers, thinkers, and those who see beyond the ordinary. Oh, I love it. Boom. Right. I love it. Mary Lemke hit the nail on the head. Absolutely. Porphyrophile. Wait, no. Porphyrophile. Porphyrophile. So you guys, sometimes words are hard. So if that's the word, I would need to see it like this. Porphyrophile, right? I would have to look at it like this. Porphyrophile. I'd have to write it out like that. It does, I know. That's why I was afraid to say it out loud, because we don't like our pedophiles. They're no good peoples. So I almost sent that to you yesterday. Oh, Cheryl almost sent that to me too. Okay, Kari said that hers is the top middle. Oh, yeah, the timid tiger, right? Yes. Okay, Deanne loves them all. Just a note is your favorite. Just, oh yeah, oh yes. That's a good one too. I love it. So pretty. And what's so cool is not everybody's are going to look identical because depending on which section of the designer paper you got, you might have this, you might have this, or you might have more like that, right? So just keep that in mind when you're putting your cards together, that you might have a variation on a theme here. So that's Diane's words. And you guys, can you grab me the sailboat card over there, one of you? It's over on the end. Now that I have some, I was going to have, so you guys, this
From
sheet,
the monthly.
yeah, from the monthly, this sheet didn't get used because it really didn't have a lot. So what I was left with was this sheet of paper. And I used this sheet of paper. Sue Deppis stopped in the other day, and she gave me this stunning card using the sailboat new set. And so I cased her card, and I came up with this one. And I was able to utilize that sheet of paper on this card right here, which I thought was super cool. And we kitted 60 for this class, more or less. And we kitted 60 for this. And so I was able to use this as a 3x4. It used up it used up 2.5 entire packs of the designer paper. So very cool. You see, guys, that's where we get inspiration from. We get inspiration all around us, especially from cards that you send us. And so very cool. So thank you for the cards, Sue Deppis. I really like that I was able to take your card and case it. All right. Sil said her paper has always been her favorite color. Mine too. And find the orange is pretty. Stephanie said, okay, I gotta look at the word again. Porphyrophils unite, and find that the orange is pretty awesome too. Yes, I mean, it's so hard. If I got any one of these cards in the mail, you guys, I would be over the moon to get any one of these cards. So, all right, so I technically cannot like put the camera up and you can't see me. So I'm going to say bye everybody. Thanks for joining in and tuning in. I hope that I never have a problem again with the camera freezing up there because it felt weird not to see you guys today. I mean, it probably is no different. Well, yeah, we see each other when I have the camera up. So yes, it's a little different, but we made through. We didn't have to redo the video, which is always an amazing thing to not to have to redo creating a video, like the live information and changing all the information down the road. So I will be leaving, in 2 hours or 3 hours at the most to go down to Hobart, Indiana. Diane and the girls, Rhonda and Annette and Kelly, everybody else is holding down the fort while I'm gone. They're going to continue to kit. Kelly's going to be here at 12:30 to do the paper pumpkin class. I will not be live tonight at 6, but you can always catch a replay or a past video that you've been meaning to watch. And I will be back on Saturday with my Kellogg launch party class. And on Monday, we're kitting again. And I've got in-person classes, double back-to-back. You guys, we leave for Disney on the 13th, so we're squeezing a lot of stuff in the front end and the back end of this month. So to give us a week in the middle off. But again, get signed up for the class. I'll be back with you for certain on Wednesday afternoon for Share, Create, Inspire on the 7th at 1 p.m. And then on the 8th, we'll have the monthly class, which is one of these cards. You could always add the monthly class or any other classes. Basically, everything is still available for the month of May. You can get anything you want at this moment, and including Rose's technique class. We've got plenty of that kitted up. So you guys will see you back here Wednesday and then Thursday for classes next week. If you need anything, reach out. Emails are always here for enrolling for classes. Go to Stampin' Up! To place your orders, and you can find my website with, you guys, everything. Basically, I worked last night on my Facebook page. So all of the events now are in my Facebook page. If you are a Facebook user, you can always go to the Cards by Christine real quick. I'm trying to find it here. Cards by Christine. I have my events calendar out here. So everything last night was created, I think, except for maybe 2, but under more events. If you go here now to Facebook, you'll find all of the upcoming events that we have for the month of May. Oodles McOodles of them. So there's still plenty too of the Stamp-A-Stack. Now that you guys heard last night, hopefully you heard last night that we ended up kitting. Oh, I have a picture. I'm going to show it to you really quick. As long as I got the downward camera. There's a picture. We cut and we prepped everything for the Stamp-A-Stack. So you guys have the easy button times 10. All your bases, all your mats are cut. So if you were on the fence about that class because you were worried you're going to have to do scoring and cutting on your own, you have my helpers to thank because they came through and we got it all staged and we're ready to kit that. So there's also about 25 left of them. So, all right. So I'm going to sign off. Lots of sunshine, love, and big hugs to everybody. We'll see you next week. Have a good weekend. Bye, everybody.